Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be drilling, shooting while moving away from a threat. And I've done a detailed video on the hows and whys. So basically what we're doing here is we're basically just doing the drilling, and I'll throw a couple of things here and there for you. Now the first thing we want to do is just practice the motion, okay? I mean, just practice, walking away from the threat while being turned back, okay? And you might actually be in a situation like this where you need to keep your eyes on somebody while moving away from them, okay? Without having to resort to a firearm. It might be because somebody's just drunk and loud, and basically you never want to take your eyes off the threat, okay? That's a principle that's been pretty much ingrained in almost all martial arts, okay? You always keep your eye on the potential threat, because if you take your eyes off of them, when you see them again, they're probably going to be in a different position, okay? So you always keep eye contact, okay? So again, start close, okay? Head that way, hips that way, moving away, okay? All right. So next we're going to do is we're going to go through this with the gun, okay? And we're just going to basically pull the gun out and get into that guard, into that high position, and practice moving in a circular motion, with the gun pointed backwards, but the hips pointed forward, and through my peripheral vision, I can see what's ahead of me, okay? All right, so let's practice that. Okay, so this might be a situation where you're like, somebody's pulled out a knife, you may feel that you don't need to shoot, all right, because maybe they're not actually charging at you, so you might be in a situation like, hey, get back, put that knife down, put the knife down, get away from me, okay? So that's a very realistic situation where you're using your gun to cover somebody, okay? You're keeping your eyes on them, but at the same time, you're moving away from them. And basically, we don't, there's always backpedaling, but the problem with backpedaling is that, it's very easy to trip, okay? So with backpedaling, I generally don't recommend taking more than 2 or 3 steps, okay? And if I'm gonna backpedal, it's usually while shooting. And basically, if I backpedal, I'm probably gonna turn that into, boom, 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 okay? So if you start backpedaling, you wanna turn that into forward motion as quickly as possible, okay? So with backpedaling, it's, okay? So if you saw my hips there, okay? My hips are back pedal, and then turn. My arms still pointed that way, but I'm moving forward and away, okay? So these are all things that you want to practice. And once you've done this dry a couple of times, then you can go with some live fire, okay? Hey, stop. Okay? You can also do this with the back pedal. Stop. Okay? The other thing that you'll want to do is sometimes you may not have the option. You may need to go to the other side. Okay, so if you're right-handed, it's generally favorable. It's favorable for me to move to the right. Okay. However, sometimes I may need to go left, and that might be because there's a wall here or there's traffic. So this may not be an option. And what I find the easiest thing to do is switch the gun to your left hand. And this is one of the reasons why it's important for you to become just as good with your left hand, okay? So let's run that dry. Okay, so we're close. Gun comes up here. Okay. I'll do it in the camera so you can see what it looks like. All right, so moving that direction is not an option. I'll come out, switch the gun to the left hand, and move away. Okay, one more time. Gun comes out of my right holster, goes into the left hand, hips going forward, and I'm moving away like that. All right, so let's practice that. Hey, stop. And again, this might start off as a back pedal, transitioning into, into forward motion. So there's some ideas for you guys to try out, and like I said earlier, you always keep your eyes on the threat, okay? And that's the reason why, you know, we're moving the way that we're moving. We want to keep our head, you know, oriented towards the threat, but our hips as much as possible in the direction that we're moving towards. I'll talk to you guys next time.